All right, so today we're going to dive into something a little bit different.
Uh-huh.
You're looking to explore the combat side of Tai Chi
Yeah.
and, go beyond just the health and wellness aspects that we usually hear about.
Right.
And we've got this excerpt on the 3 essential skills for Tai Chi combat.
Okay.
And I have to say, some of these ideas are
Yeah.
really kind of mind-blowing.
I agree.
So are you ready to unpack this with me?
Absolutely. I think it's fascinating how Tai Chi blends these seemingly gentle movements
Yeah.
with effective combat techniques.
Okay, so the first skill that's mentioned here is
Yeah.
knowing the shape.
Okay.
Now, it sounds simple enough,
Yeah.
but the source emphasizes that it's not just about memorizing forms.
Right.
It's really about anticipating your opponent's movements.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like having a precognitive sense,
Yeah. Yes. Knowing the shape is about recognizing patterns, understanding how an opponent's body moves,
Yeah.
and even sensing their intent before they fully commit to an attack.
There's this incredible anecdote in here
Okay.
about recognizing the one move,
Okay.
that initial moment where the opponent's force is still forming.
Right.
It's like intercepting an attack before it even reaches its full power.
Yeah.
So how does a Tai Chi practitioner actually pull that off?
Well, it goes back to the principle of hardness with softness.
Hardness with softness.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of meeting force with force,
Mm-hmm.
Tai Chi emphasizes disrupting the opponent's rhythm,
Yeah.
finding their vulnerabilities and using their own momentum against them.
So instead of like a head-on collision,
Exactly.
it's more about redirecting that incoming energy.
Yes.
So many martial arts, they emphasize, really overpowering the opponent.
Right.
How is Tai Chi different in its approach to force?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
While many martial arts do focus on strength and speed,
Right.
Tai Chi emphasizes sensitivity and precision.
Okay.
It's not about brute force,
Mm-hmm.
but about control and leverage. Imagine a skilled dancer
Uh-huh.
effortlessly guiding their partner across the floor.
Okay.
That's the kind of control and finesse that we aim for in Tai Chi.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we've got this idea of knowing the shape,
Right.
anticipating movements,
Yeah.
understanding the opponent's intent.
Yeah.
Then there's this hardness with softness principle,
Yes.
which is about using the opponent's force against them.
Right.
Now, the source material also mentions listening to force as a crucial skill.
Okay.
What exactly does that mean in a fight?
Think of it as developing a heightened sense of touch.
Mm-hmm.
Through contact, a Tai Chi practitioner can sense their opponent's center of gravity,
Okay.
their balance,
Yeah.
the direction of their force.
So it's almost like having a sixth sense for combat.
Yeah, you could say that.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
But how do you actually sense someone's center of gravity? Are we talking about some kind of mystical energy field here?
Not quite mystical, but definitely a heightened level of awareness.
Okay.
Through years of training,
Hmm.
Tai Chi practitioners develop an extraordinary sensitivity to touch.
Yeah.
It's about feeling subtle shifts in weight,
Okay.
pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and direction.
Got it.
It's like learning a new language.
Yeah.
But instead of words,
Mhm.
we're reading the subtle cues of the body.
So you're not just seeing what your opponent is doing. You're
Yeah.
actually feeling their intentions through physical contact.
Exactly.
Wow.
By listening to their force,
Okay.
we can anticipate their next move and respond accordingly,
Yeah.
often before they even realize what's happening.
I'm starting to see how these skills kind of fit together.
Yeah,
You anticipate the attack with knowing the shape.
right.
Then you use hardness with softness to redirect their energy. And all the while, you're listening to their force
Exactly.
to stay one step ahead.
Yeah.
But how does this actually translate into an actual counterattack?
That's where the third skill comes in, combining transformation and development.
Combining transformation and development.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about seamlessly blending defense and offense,
Mm-hmm.
turning a block into a strike,
Okay.
and constantly adapting to the flow of the fight.
I think our listener might be relating to this.
Uh-huh.
You've mastered a few moves.
Yeah,
But the opponent keeps changing,
right.
and you never get to land a blow.
I understand.
What's the secret to getting past that stage?
Well, the key is to understand this concept of forming a pile when encountering force.
Forming a pile.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this isn't about passively deflecting.
Right.
It's about using that point of contact
Mm-hmm.
to redirect their energy
Yeah.
and launch your own counterattack.
So this is where live pile comes in.
Exactly.
Okay, live Kyle.
Yes.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
But I need a little more to grasp the concept.
Okay.
How is it different from just a regular block?
Imagine instead of just meeting your opponent's force head on,
Mm-hmm.
you create a point of contact that's constantly shifting and adjusting,
Okay.
like a flowing river redirecting the current.
Okay.
You're using their energy to create an opening for your counterattack.
Yeah.
It's dynamic, it's adaptable,
Mm.
and it's constantly seeking an advantage.
I'm picturing it like a constantly moving puzzle
Right.
where you're trying to find the perfect fit
Uh,
to unlock their defense.
that's a great analogy.
Okay.
It captures the essence of this principle beautifully.
Right.
Now, while these 3 skills form the foundation of Tai Chi combat,
Okay.
there's another layer we need to explore.
Okay.
Our source material also emphasizes the mental and strategic aspects,
Mm-hmm.
which are just as important as the physical skills.
So it's not just about mastering the moves.
Exactly.
It's about the mindset
Right.
and strategy behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear more about this.
Okay.
What are some of the key mental principles
Okay.
in Tai Chi combat?
The source highlights 3 additional principles. Courage,
Yeah.
assessing the situation,
Mm-hmm.
and quick reaction and striking.
Let's break down each of those.
Okay.
What does courage look like in Tai Chi combat?
Yeah.
It's not just about, like, charging into battle, right?
No courage in Tai Chi is about the confidence.
Okay.
It comes from truly understanding and mastering the techniques.
Yeah.
It's about trusting your skills and your ability to respond effectively,
Mm-hmm.
even under pressure.
So it's a calm, calculated kind of courage.
Exactly.
Not a reckless one.
Right.
I can see how that would be essential
Yeah,
in a fight.
definitely.
What about assessing the situation?
Okay.
What does that involve?
It's about being acutely aware of your surroundings,
Okay.
your opponent's strengths and weaknesses,
Uh-huh.
and any environmental factors that might come into play.
Right.
The source even uses some vivid imagery,
Okay.
close to the ground and fast,
Yeah.
striking like lightning and like thunder.
Those are some powerful images.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Tai Chi master is not just reacting to their opponent,
Right.
but actively shaping the fight by
Exactly.
using strategy and awareness.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that leads us to the final principle.
Okay.
Quick reaction and striking.
Quick reaction and striking.
Yes.
Okay. I'm guessing this one is all about speed and agility.
Yes. But it's more than just raw speed.
Okay.
It's about being able to instantly assess the situation, make a decision,
Yeah.
and execute that decision with precision and power.
So it's like the culmination of all the other principles.
Yes.
You know, the awareness, the strategy,
Yeah.
and the technical skill
Right.
coming together
Exactly.
in a split second.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how Tai Chi blends physical skill,
Right.
mental acuity,
Mm-hmm.
and strategic thinking.
Yes.
It seems like it's not about being the strongest,
Right.
but the smartest and most adaptable fighter.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
And that adaptability extends beyond physical combat.
Oh, really?
Yes, the source material mentions
Okay.
that these principles can be applied even when opponents are far away.
Hmm.
Now, how do you think a Tai Chi master might use these skills
Yeah.
in a modern context
Okay.
where physical combat is less common?
Something to ponder as we move into part 2 of this deep dive.
Yes, definitely.
That idea of applying Tai Chi principles to situations beyond physical combat is pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
Makes you think about how these skills could be useful in, like, everyday challenges.
Right.
You know, even when you're not facing a literal opponent.
Absolutely.
So are you saying those skills of knowing the shape and understanding force
Mhm.
could be applied to things like,
Yeah.
say, a tough negotiation
Mhm.
or even just handling a difficult conversation?
Absolutely.
How would that even work?
Imagine being able to listen to the emotional energy in a room, to sense someone's reaction before they fully express it, or to redirect a tense conversation with that softness we talked about.
That sounds almost like developing a superpower.
It kind of is.
But how do you translate those physical combat skills
Right.
into something that works in a social or professional setting?
It's about recognizing patterns,
Okay.
understanding motivations,
Mhm.
and responding in a way that promotes harmony
Okay.
rather than escalation.
So not meeting force with force in that sense.
Exactly.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
In a negotiation, wouldn't it be valuable to anticipate your counterpart's next move,
Oh, absolutely.
to sense their underlying needs and concerns, and to adapt your approach accordingly?
Okay. I see how knowing the shape and understanding force could apply there.
Right.
But what about the idea of combining transformation and development?
Uh-huh.
That seems very specific to physical combat.
Yeah.
How does that translate to everyday life?
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Have you ever faced a situation where you felt stuck?
Oh, yeah.
Like you were hitting a wall?
Absolutely.
Maybe a project at work, a creative block, or even a personal challenge?
Oh, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
everyone experiences those moments where you just feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, imagine approaching that wall not with force,
Okay.
but with the Tai Chi mindset.
Okay.
Instead of resisting,
Mm-hmm.
you look for ways to transform the obstacle into an opportunity for growth.
Okay.
You adapt, you find a new angle, you use that resistance to propel yourself forward.
So it's about turning that frustration into fuel.
Exactly.
Using it to learn and evolve.
Yes.
Instead of seeing it as a setback,
Right.
you're seeing it as a chance to develop new skills or find a creative solution.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's about embracing change, being flexible,
Yeah.
and finding the potential for growth,
Mm-hmm.
even in challenging situations.
So it's the live pile concept applied to life's curveballs.
Exactly.
That's a powerful way to look at it.
Yeah.
And it really emphasizes the mental and emotional side of Tai Chi.
It does.
You know, we've been focusing a lot on the physical techniques.
Right.
But it seems like the real power lies in developing that inner strength.
Yes.
And adaptability.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The physical skills are important,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just the foundation.
Okay.
The true mastery of Tai Chi
Yeah.
lies in cultivating that mental and emotional resilience.
Now, earlier we talked about those 3 additional principles.
Yes.
Courage assessment and quick reaction.
Uh-huh.
Those seem even more relevant when we're talking about applying Tai Chi to everyday life.
They do.
Could you give us some examples of how those principles might play out in,
Yeah.
say, a high-stakes business negotiation?
Of course.
Okay.
Let's start with courage.
Okay.
In this context, it wouldn't necessarily mean being aggressive or dominating,
Mm-hmm.
but rather having the confidence to stick to your principles,
Okay.
to advocate for your needs while respecting the other party.
Yeah.
It's about that calm inner strength that allows you to stay grounded even when things get tense.
So it's not about trying to win at all costs, but about approaching the negotiation with a sense of balance and fairness.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about finding a resolution that benefits everyone involved,
Mm-hmm.
rather than just trying to come out on top.
Okay. That makes sense for courage.
Yeah.
What about assessment?
Okay.
How would a Tai Chi mindset approach that aspect of a negotiation?
Assessment would involve carefully reading the room,
Okay.
understanding the motivations and goals of everyone involved,
Mhm.
and being aware of any unspoken dynamics or power imbalances that might be at play.
Right.
It's about gathering information,
Yeah.
analyzing the situation,
Mm-hmm.
and forming a clear strategy based on that understanding.
It sounds like it requires a lot of attention to detail,
Yes.
not just listening to what people are saying,
Right.
but also paying attention to their body language,
Right.
their tone of voice,
Yeah.
the overall energy of the room.
Yes. It's about being attuned to all those subtle cues.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a Tai Chi practitioner is attuned to their opponent's movements and energy.
Yeah.
It's about developing a heightened awareness of your surroundings and the people you're interacting with.
All right. So we've got courage, which is about inner strength and confidence.
Right.
And we've got assessment, which is about gathering information and understanding the situation.
Yes.
What about that final principle, quick reaction?
Okay.
How would that apply in a negotiation?
Quick reaction in this context would be about being adaptable and responsive.
Okay.
It's about thinking on your feet,
Mm-hmm.
being able to adjust your approach based on the ebb and flow of the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
to seize opportunities when they arise,
Okay.
and to deflect negativity without getting derailed.
So it's about being prepared for the unexpected,
Yes.
being able to roll with the punches and stay focused on your goals even when things don't go according to plan.
Exactly.
Fair.
And just like in physical combat, the more you practice these skills, the more instinctive they become.
Right.
You develop a mental agility that allows you to navigate complex situations with grace and effectiveness.
It's really amazing how these principles can be applied to so many aspects of life.
It is.
It's like having a secret weapon for dealing with challenging people or situations.
I like to think of it as a toolkit for navigating life's complexities.
Okay.
And the beauty of it is that anyone can learn these skills.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a martial arts expert to benefit from the wisdom of Tai Chi.
This is all incredibly insightful.
Yeah.
We've gone from the specifics of Tai Chi combat to a broader understanding of how these principles can be applied to personal growth relationships,
Right.
even professional challenges.
Exactly.
And there's still that intriguing question about how a Tai Chi master might use these skills in a world where physical combat is less common.
Uh-huh.
Shall we explore that further? It really is fascinating to think about those Tai Chi principles in like a broader context.
Yeah.
We've talked about physical combat negotiations, personal challenges.
Right.
But what about applying those skills to something like,
Yeah.
say, navigating the constant flow of information online?
That's a great example.
Yeah.
Like a battleground of ideas,
Right?
opinions, and often misinformation.
Yeah.
How do we stay grounded, discern truth, and engage in meaningful dialogue
Right.
in such a chaotic environment?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe Tai Chi offers some insights.
So let's revisit those core skills.
Okay.
Knowing the shape, understanding force, and combining transformation and development. If we're talking about the online world,
Yeah.
what would knowing the shape even look like? Are we
Right.
talking about algorithms or something?
It could be part of it.
Okay.
Think about how information spreads online.
Yeah.
How trends emerge, how narratives take shape. Knowing the shape in this context
Okay.
might be about understanding the underlying structures and patterns of online communication.
So it's less about predicting like what specific piece of content will go viral
Right.
and more about understanding like the forces that drive online engagement.
Exactly.
Why do certain ideas resonate? How do echo chambers form?
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. It's about seeing the bigger picture.
Okay.
The dynamics of online communities,
Yeah.
the way information flows and influences perceptions.
Right.
It's that awareness that allows you to navigate the digital landscape with more discernment.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about understanding force?
Uh-huh.
Does that translate to online interactions at all?
Yeah,
It's not like you're physically sensing someone's energy through a screen.
true. But we leave digital fingerprints with every post, comment, and understanding force online. It could be about recognizing the motivations behind those actions.
Okay.
What are people's intentions?
Yeah.
What emotions are driving their engagement?
So it's like developing digital empathy, being
Yeah.
able to understand where someone is coming from,
Right.
even if you completely disagree with their viewpoint.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that leads us to combining transformation and development in a world where online debates often devolve into shouting matches.
Yeah, for sure.
This skill could be crucial. Okay.
How do we transform those negative encounters
Right.
into something productive?
Is this where that softness concept comes in again?
Yes.
Like instead of meeting aggression with aggression,
Right.
you're finding a way to de-escalate,
Exactly.
to shift the tone of the conversation.
It's about recognizing that even in the most heated online exchange, there's an opportunity for learning,
Okay.
for growth, for finding common ground.
Right.
It's about turning that clash of forces into a catalyst for understanding.
I love that idea.
Yeah,
It's so easy to get sucked into the negativity online.
it is.
But if we can approach those interactions with the Tai Chi mindset,
Right.
maybe we can actually create some positive change.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
It's about using the principles of Tai Chi, not to dominate or win arguments,
Right.
but to foster more respectful and constructive dialogue,
Yeah.
even in the digital realm.
All right. We can't forget those additional principles we discussed.
Okay.
Courage assessment and quick reaction.
Do those have a place in this online world we're talking about?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Courage online might be about standing up for what you believe in,
Okay.
even when it's unpopular. It's about speaking your truth authentically and respectfully,
Yeah.
even when faced with criticism or opposition.
Right.
It's about not letting the fear of online backlash silence your voice.
That takes real guts in today's climate.
It does.
What about assessment?
Okay.
How would that principle apply in the online world?
Right.
It's not like you can easily read a room when you're interacting through screens.
True. But you can still gather information,
Yep.
consider different perspectives, and think critically about the content you're consuming.
Right.
Assessment online could be about developing media literacy skills,
Okay.
being able to distinguish between credible sources and misinformation,
Yeah.
and not jumping to conclusions based on headlines or social media posts.
So it's about pausing,
Yes.
taking a breath, and really analyzing the information before reacting or sharing it.
Exactly.
It's that mindfulness that seems to be a common thread throughout all of these Tai Chi principles.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And that brings us to quick reaction.
Okay.
In the fast-paced online world, things change constantly.
Right.
Trends emerge, information spreads,
Yeah.
and controversies erupt at lightning speed.
So being able to react quickly is crucial.
It is.
But it's not just about speed, right?
No.
There's more to it than that.
Exactly. Quick reaction in this context is about adaptability.
Okay.
Being able to adjust your approach as new information emerges, to think critically,
Yeah.
and to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively.
This has been such a mind-expanding conversation.
It has.
It's incredible how these ancient Tai Chi principles can be applied to so many different areas of modern life.
Yeah.
Who knew that a martial art could offer such profound insights into how we navigate the digital age?
It's a testament to the depth and wisdom embedded in these practices.
Right.
Tai Chi isn't just about physical combat. It's about cultivating a way of being in the world.
Okay.
A way of interacting with others.
Yeah.
A way of responding to challenges with grace and resilience.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder these ideas and discover how the principles of Tai Chi can enrich your own life.
Yeah, great idea.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.